All right, traders, I'm going to be breaking down how to trade the best setups at the best prices. I'm also going to be recapping today's price action in today's trades. Overall on the day, I was down $13,000 at the peak. It was one of my worst red days of 2023. I did manage to get that loss down to $6,700. With that being said, I'm going to be explaining to you the mistakes that I ended up making today as a trader, and I'm also going to be preparing you to trade the best setups at the best prices along with our new key levels. This is going to be a very important lesson. Make sure you stay to the end. I'm going to be giving out very important announcements in terms of Traders Society, the program. For those of you who are interested in joining, make sure you stay to the end of that. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. So in terms of the SPY, as we had discussed, the key levels that the bears needed to go under and form resistance to flip bearish was basically that 450 level. But in terms of the pre-market, as you can see, it was forming a nice bullish bottom wick right here at 450. And then literally once the market opened, it had a nice little drop and it bottomed at the exact bottom of that pre-market low, that pre-market bottom 30-minute wick. Like we've been discussing, there's been great buying opportunities on dips whenever SPY goes back to the low of one of these bottom 30-minute wicks. This is another example. There's a bottom 30-minute wick right here at 452. It nearly goes back to 452, then it bounces again, right? So the biggest mistake that I made in terms of my trading was not only fighting the overall trend, focusing on put options towards market open, but it was mainly just trading the market open. I found in terms of my experience as a trader, I do best later on throughout the day. I do not do best during market open. The way I look at it is there's 3 sessions. There's market open, which is usually from like market open 9:30 a.m. till 10:30 a.m. And then there is like lunchtime. You could say that's from like 11 to like 2 p.m. right around there. And then you could say there's power hour 3 to 4 p.m. right? So there's like 3 brackets typically divided up in a trading day. I tend to do best in the middle session along with power hour. That's where I do best. In terms of market open, I believe one of the reasons why I don't do as well is because there's lack of chart development, and a 30-minute candle hasn't even closed or formed yet as soon as the market opens. All you can go off is the pre-market 30-minute candles, which I do use pre-market data. I just don't find it to be as useful with the 30-minute trading strategy, even though it was useful in terms of a dip buying opportunity right here. I just don't find it to be as useful in terms of reading the 30-minute charts. So one thing in terms of my trading experiences, I'm going to take a step back from trading and focusing on the open because it just doesn't do well for me. And I'm going to try to improve and become better during that trading session. But I'm going to be trading with a lot less size in most cases for the time being. Take a little step back, trade with less size, and just use it as more of a practice experience. We do have one trader within Trader Society. He now has his own program called Sniper Trading, and he specializes in trading at market open. So I'm going to start using that program as well and taking that more seriously because he's crushing it every single day, the first hour within market open. So those are some adjustments that I'm going to be making in terms of my trading, and then where the bulk of my size is going to be, it's going to be later throughout the day till power hour until I see improvements at market open. Now, I don't need to trade market open because I already have something that works. So that's just me trying to improve if I do want to do that. Another great thing about market open is if you can get good at it, you can call it the first hour of the day and go back to sleep. But then again, you can also just skip the morning session, wake up, and then do well during another session. So it just depends how you look at it, right? But with that being said, that was the main mistake that I made. The 30-minute candles did not develop. There was no reason to be in any puts. 450 was reacting as a floor. 451 had a breakout, all bullish reasons, and that's why I cut my puts above 451. Now, in terms of some other chart reading confirmations, was there any bullish confirmations to be buying calls? So here's what we know, right, based off the strategies that I've been teaching. We know when SPY's at key support, this is key support, bottom 30 wick, when it retests, it tends to bounce. That could be a good opportunity to buy calls on the 1-minute chart when it retests there, right? We also know this is a bullish 30-minute green wick candle, so it's likely going to break above yesterday's highs. Now, this would be a key opportunity for calls, and I talk about this all the time. So this is yesterday's highs. SPY is consistently closing the 30-minute chart green and bullish, It's bottoming at the low of the 30-minute wicks, like we discussed. It's continuing to go up when it forms the green bullish 30-minute candles, like we discussed. And how do we say to buy a breakout when it breaks out? Well, yesterday's highs, this is your resistance at 452. If it breaks above that, the next resistance level is 453. As you can see, it gets to a high of 453.38, and then it does have a rejection. So what did I tell you in yesterday's video? I told you when it goes to 453, the most likely outcome is it sees a small pullback, where those 453 puts that go out of the money are likely to go back in the money. So that was the scalp that could have worked against the overall trend. And then in terms of dip buying, how do I tell you to dip buy? I tell you to wait for the trend to set. So the trend was set, it was green and bullish. Every single 30-minute candle was banking green and bullish, and it was bottoming at the low of the 30-minute wick candles. And I also tell you this right here: whenever SPY forms one of these top wicks, you see the top wick and it's trending up, it tends to retrace back to the high of that top wick. And it does it again right here. It forms a top wick and then it tends to retrace back up to the high of the wick. You see how it was doing that consistently all day? It's been doing that for over a month straight now, right? So basically every single bullish confirmation was triggering out the day. So how do you buy the dip? Wait for it to break above major resistance. Major resistance was at 452. And then you could see once it dropped back down to 452 right here, that previous resistance reacts to support. So it breaks above resistance. When it pulls on back, buy the dip on the 1 minute chart. That was your confirmation. It was reacting green and bullish. All of the positive bullish confirmations were coming in. So if it breaks above resistance, wait for it to drop back down to previous resistance and then buy the dip at the 452 range, right? And in terms of was there any more opportunities for calls then throughout the strategies? Well, it's just understanding, man, these bullish wicks every single time it's uptrending with a bullish trend and it forms one of these top wicks. Once that new 30-minute candle opens up, it tends to spike and go to the high of the wick and then break out. That's what it tends to do. It did it here. It did it on this one. When this one closed, it instantly shot back up. When this one closed right here, it instantly shot back up. So those are the tips and tricks that I can give you with call options. Now, in terms of my trading today, it really wasn't that great. I did have some nice trades in terms of puts right before the market closed. I was scalping puts. That ended up working out. Like I said, I was down $13,000 in the beginning. I got it down to $6,700. So, still down some money, but not as bad as 13K. But like I said, man, the biggest losses have literally just been throwing money at the market as soon as it opens and just gambling in a sense. So I'm going to stop doing that, and I'm going to stop putting myself in situations where I'm getting trapped. And if I do want to, trade and become better in the market open, which is something I'm interested in doing, I'm just going to scale back in size and practice. And I'm also going to be learning from, Sniper Trade Steven within Trader Society, because I do believe that he's mastered that first hour. And that's an area that I personally need to improve on with my trading if I do decide that I want to trade during that time, not that I have to. So those are the tips and tricks that I would give you in terms of reading all the charts and the patterns to continue to look for heading into this week. Now, in terms of our new key levels, let's go over the daily chart. So taking a look at the daily chart right here, speaking of resistance levels that have not been tested, right? So if we go to the daily chart and we take a look at all of the resistance, you can see right here, 457 is the next level, man. That is the level where basically if SPY goes to 457, those 457 puts that go out of the money should go back in the money, and they should have a nice quick print for scalpers, just like we saw today at 453 where there was a nice little drop. So pay attention to 457. That's the level where we're going to be looking into target puts against the overall trend. 457. It's a key level that has not been tested yet. It is a major resistance level, and it has big downside potential. Now, we're not aiming for big downside potential. We know the overall trend's been bullish. We're not going to hope for it to magically flip bearish when it's been consistently going up for several days. But in terms of scalping against the trend, the way to do it is to identify a key major resistance level on the daily chart that has not been tested yet. And 457 is the next level. This just worked with 453. If I would have waited for the level that I identified in yesterday's video that was never tested, 453, I would have been up very, very nicely on puts. But instead, I want to take a gamble at open and just, literally trade so blind and go against my video. There was really no reason for puts. I should have waited for the 30-minute candle to close. I just jumped on in. If that's what I'm going to want to do, then I'm going to pay the price and get trapped at open with that volatility. It's very, very dangerous to trade at the market open, especially if you are going against the trend. And the problem is the trend might not even be set. It can flip-flop, or you might just be one of those situations where you get a bad entry and then you're just completely screwed from the gate and you got to cut your loss quick, right? But those are some things that you need to understand. And it's best for most people to just skip the 30 minutes unless you have a strategy that works or you're having professional guidance, mentorship during that time, right? I don't think it's too big of a deal to miss out the first 30 minutes to first hour in my experience. Now, 457 will be our key level because this just worked with 453 where puts absolutely banked the first time at 453. So you better believe me, I'm doing puts at 457. 457 is my new best price for puts. Now, until the meantime, what do we need to know? So in terms of the SPY, we have the closing price at 454. We got some resistance at 455. Now, 454, this is what we need to understand overall, right? So let's just clear up this pre-market chart right here. Let's clear things up a little bit. Let's get this looking clean real quick. So in terms of overall levels, the previous highs is now reacting as support, which is 452. That's now support. So we're continuing to go up, continuing to go bullish. In terms of some other key levels to watch for, we got some resistance at 455. Not really too interested in it. I will keep an eye on it though, because this is a nice double top on the 30-minute. 454 is make or break. So basically 453.30 to 454 is like a make or break support zone. If that continues to hold, we're going to continue to pump up to 457. Now, for the trend to flip bearish in my eyes, 453.30 needs to crack and react as a resistance. If that happens, then the micro short-term trend will flip a little bit bearish if that cracks and reacts as a resistance. Now, what we know in terms of buying calls is we need to be focusing on the 30-minute bottom wicks. You got a very nice 30-minute bottom wick at 450. If it ever goes back to 450, that's where I will be buying calls at $450. I'm also keeping an eye on 451 and 452. It could be hit or miss, but I'll keep an eye on it. Just pay attention to these bottom wicks. The best sell will be 450, right? So in terms of our overall price ladder as of now, 457, 455, 454, 453.30, 452, 450, and then under 450, we got 458.55, and then under that, we got 447.50 and 446, right? Now, in terms of like best levels, so in terms of me speaking on the levels that I am most confident for you and I to make money on, based off of these videos, not based off of, price action and trading tomorrow and stuff like that, based off of the video that I'm making right here now, in terms of the information that I believe is going to make you money, along with all how I told you to read the charts, read the confirmations, this is what I would have to say. A scalp on 450 calls, a scalp on 448.50 calls, a scalp on 447.50 calls, a scalp on 446 calls, a scalp on 457 puts. So basically, the levels that have not been tested yet, right? Like 450 hasn't been tested yet since it had a big breakout today. 448.70 hasn't been tested yet since it had a big breakout. 447.70 hasn't been tested yet since it had a big breakout. 446 gap is still waiting to fill, right? So in terms of these videos, it's just understanding, there's a certain way to trade based off these videos, and it's best to go with the levels that have not been tested. Like I said in yesterday's video, 453 puts should bank, and they did. Surely enough, we had a nice drop where 0 dates went absolutely crazy, and 453s was the exact top temporarily. And then you don't keep hitting it, man. The overall trend is bullish. You don't want to keep hitting puts. You hit it when the level has never been tested and it tests for the first time, and then you just stop. You stop trading after that, wait for next level, right? So I'm telling you, 457 puts should be absolutely phenomenal. And then for calls, in terms of these videos, I can just give you the oversold levels. I don't want people buying calls at high prices. I want them buying calls at the lower, more oversold levels. Now, within the chat, when we see a trend developing that really cannot be mentioned in these videos, it's going to be a random trend that forms or a random pattern that forms, right? But I teach the patterns within these videos, and then you can use them for future purposes. But within the chat, within the Discord, if I see something at a different level, then yes, I will be trading it. But it's just understanding in terms of these videos that I make with, a bigger audience watching, and just not being able to, like, you get what I'm saying, right? With a bigger audience watching, and just understanding that it's different when the market's closed versus when the market opens in terms of giving analysis and giving levels and stuff like that. So I have to do it a special way in terms of making these videos. So like I said, man, the oversold levels calls 450, 448.70, 447.70, 446, and then puts 457. Keep an eye on 454, it's make or break. And then in terms of the trends that flip a little bearish for the short term, it needs to go under 453. If it cannot go under 453, it's going to remain bullish for the short term, go to 457. If it cracks 453, it's going to flip a little bit bearish, try to go to 452 to 450, right? So that's my thoughts. That's my overall analysis. And just to give you the ladder, if one of the levels reacts as a support level, then it's going to break out to the next level. If one of the levels reacts as a resistance level, then it's going to break down to the next level. So the ladder is, you can write this down, 457, 455, 454, 453, 452, 450, 450, 448.70, and 446. And then the key levels that we are interested in trading at that ladder as I've given them to you. But that's the price ladder that's going to help you understand where the price is heading, one step, one level, one bracket at a time. Not all the brackets, not all the levels are created equally. Some of them are going to have bigger moves. You can do the math on that. Now, with that being said, I wanted to let you guys know. So in terms of Traders Society, we will be officially closing the program very, very soon. So Traders Society is not going to be open for the public temporarily. We will be closing it. All the members within Traders Society are still going to be receiving what is that they're getting every single day. We're just not going to be allowing people from the public to join it temporarily. We're going to be working very, very closely with the individuals within Traders Society. We're not going to be accepting new students very, very soon. Eventually, we're going to reopen it back to the public. But basically, this is how it's going to work. So that's what we're going to do, and that's our plan, and we're going to be working very, very closely with these people, as we're really not going to be taking on too many more new people temporarily. And what we're going to be doing is, we're going to be launching a new program. So basically, one of the moderators within Traders Society has stepped it up. He now has his own program, and I've officially partnered with him. He's going to have his own program called Sniper Trades, and I'm going to be not only in it and, making trades with him, making money with him, looking at his alerts and looking at his analysis at market open. Basically, he exceeds people's daily profit goal within the first trading hour. That's what he does. He specializes in that. He also trades during all hours of the day, but he mainly specializes in, exceeding his daily trading goal within the first trading hour of the market, which is something that I obviously lack in. So it's a great combination to have. So this is someone who was within our network, who came up from our network, Traders Society, day one. He's learned 90% of what he knows from me, and then he's learned from himself, his own experience, and from other people as well, right? He has his own unique strategy along with mine, and he uses indicators. There is some differences, and he absolutely crushes it the first hour of the market open. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be promoting his program. And basically, if you cannot afford to join Traders Society, you can join his program. He's going to help you make money. He's going to help you become successful. And then when you can't afford it, you can join Traders Society on top of that if you would like. The difference is going to be in terms of Traders Society, this is going to be a powerful network of highly net worth individuals, of wealthy people, the best traders you're going to come across, business owners, stuff like that. It's going to be a network of moderators. Basically where this guy Steven came from, who's running the Sniper Trades program. And then if you can't afford to join it, it's not a problem, because you can join his program if you'd like. And then his goal for you is he's going to teach you his trading strategy every single day. You trade live with him on stream from market open, first hour. He's going to help exceed your daily profit goal. And he's going to have his own server, his own live trading stream. And he's also going to have a weekly live stream every single Sunday where he teaches you his sniper trading system on how to snipe, on how to scalp the SPY, right? So it's going to be an options trading focused program. And the goal is to exceed your daily profit goal every single day. within the first hour. That's the goal, right? And he's absolutely crushing it. I've been working with him for over 5 months now, and this has only been available for the people within our network, within Trader Society. A lot of the members, about 200 people almost, opted in to join his program on top of what they pay for Trader Society, and they've been getting phenomenal results, and they are still in the program. Barely anyone is leaving or unsubscribing from his program. So it's a small monthly fee, and that is going to be releasing to you guys very, very soon. So just so you understand some of the changes that we're going to be making, if you cannot afford to join Trader Society, you can join his program. And then in terms of Trader Society, very, very soon, it is not going to be available to the public, and we will be raising the price exponentially. The price will be going up at least 3 times the amount. We're going to be raising the price a lot. So if you do want to be a part of Trader Society, this is the best time to join before the price goes up a lot. And the reason why we are going to be raising the prices, like I said, the difference is Trader Society is going to be a network of wealthy people, and there's going to be a lot of big, serious changes to be made for the better. In terms of Steven's program, this is going to be for someone who's looking for that mentorship and who's looking for the live trading streams and education. In terms of Trader Society, this is going to be a greater network. It's going to be multiple moderators, multiple traders. Steven's going to be in it as well. I will be in it as well teaching. We have multiple moderators who are crushing it. Just to give you some examples in terms of, the power of our network, this is just one individual. His name is Fernance. We have a lot of people who do not disclose their name, because the beauty of trading is you don't have to disclose your name. You can appear anonymous. That's the beauty of this industry. You don't have to show your face or market yourself or anything like that. He's doing this very, very frequently. These are some of the trades that he made today, and he tells people what he's doing in real time. But this is just his portfolio alone today. He ended up making $73,000 on Microsoft call options, 650% on forward contracts. This is the app that I use to trading. This is 100% real. You cannot paper trade on this TD Ameritrade mobile app. You can only paper trade on Thinkorswim app. And then this is another trade that he made on Rivian call options, $40,000 profit, 160%, right? And this is just one guy. We had Walnut Man within the chat make over $200,000. We had on Tesla calls. We've been discussing Tesla calls over the weekend. We were all discussing about buying Tesla calls. And if you just take a look at Tesla stock has been booming. A lot of them have already sold. They're only holding some of their runners through earnings because they know it's a complete fucking gamble. Walnut Man made over $200,000 on Tesla. Jim C made over $50,000 on Tesla. We have a lot of, high net worth individuals who are absolutely crushing it. So the transition that we're making is we're going to be making Trader Society a very high quality network of, wealthy individuals. And there's going to be steps and missions to take to the program. It's not going to be a program where just because you join, you can chat in the chat room with these people. You're going to have to earn your rights by completing steps, by completing missions to access certain channels. There's going to be certain channels dedicated to where just the moderators can become moderators, right? And then, we recently had one moderator who's now a partner within the business, and now he has his own business, Sniper Trades, right? So there's going to be a lot of opportunities within this network to build wealth multiple different ways. We're also working on a 50-50% partnership program where for anyone who wants to promote this group can earn a 50% commission. But basically, we're going to be creating a lot of ways for people to make money, not only just through trading. And that's going to be done throughout Trader Society. And like I said, if you cannot afford it, it's completely fine. We're going to have this other program to join for you. And the point of that program is to get you and to make you, more than enough money where you can afford the other one and become successful and rise up within the ranks of the network. So we're going to be leaving it off at that. That is going to be the changes that are going to be made within Trader Society. Both of the groups are about to level up exponentially. We're going to be taking this extremely seriously with the network and with the individuals that we have. It's just the program is just way too cheap for what it's about to come and for what the network that we already had, right? So with that being said, there's a lot of, we're going to be starting a podcast soon as well with some of the networks. We have a lot of big things in the works that I can't say too much about, but I just want you guys to know in terms of Trader Society, the price is going to be going up very, very soon. And we're going to be closing the program. The public is not going to be able to join it. Basically, if you are in Sniper Trades, if you are in Steven's service, which I will be launching to you guys very, very soon, you will have the opportunity to join Trader Society on top of that. If you'd like, it'll be open for you. And then eventually we're going to reopen it up back to the public. But the point being is, we're going to be closing the program, Trader Society, very, very soon. We're going to be working with these individuals on a closer basis, taking this a lot more seriously and getting them better results. And then we're going to reopen it up back to the public at a much higher price. So the best time to join is now. And if you can't, then we will have an opportunity for you very, very soon. It's not going to cost a lot of money to join the other program. It's only going to be a small monthly recurring fee. So I'm going to leave it off at that. If you do want to join Trader Society, it's the first link down below within the description.